And APD wants to know if one of its officers refused to help a little girl targeted by a sex offender. Good evening. The child was standing in line at a convenience store when a man took video up her skirt.
Now the victim's mother says an Albuquerque cop who responded to the call didn't do much of anything to catch the man, who turned out to be a sex offender. Even APD admits she may be right. Here's News 13's Jessica Gaete.
Diane, tonight we hear from the girl and her mother. The mother wants to know why it took so long to arrest David Stevens. The little girl has an idea for how to punish him.
I was scared.
July 21st, a 10-year-old Albuquerque girl and her mother stopped for gas at this giant gas station on Manal in San Mateo. The little girl went inside to pay. Deputies say 45-year-old David Stevens then cut in line so he could be next to her.
He was pretending he was tying his shoes, and he had his phone up and the camera up, and he was taking pictures.
Stevens took off, but a customer was able to get Stevens' license plate number. Albuquerque police were called.
We're telling him what had happened, gave him the license plate, the description of the guy, and he also had a talk with my daughter.
The victim's mother says the officer told them he couldn't trace the license plate, and she says he wasn't interested at looking at the store's surveillance video.
And he said, "I'm sorry, but there's no way we can catch him."
The store clerk eventually contacted his probation and parole officer, who then contacted deputies. They tracked down Stevens by using the same license plate number given to the APD officer and arrested the convicted child rapist for voyeurism. APD has launched an internal affairs investigation into the officer. It would not release his name, but says he's a 20-plus year veteran of the force.
There was evidence. Obviously, that was sufficient evidence for another agency to make an arrest. We want to know why our agency didn't make the arrest.
The little girl says she just wants Stevens to be punished, and if she could, she'd do it herself.
If I can just kick him in the nuts. Because I was so angry.
David Stevens is still behind bars tonight. Voyeurism is a 4th-degree felony that carries a maximum of 18 months in prison. Diane?
Okay, Jessica, as a convicted rapist, Stevens already has to register as a sex offender for life.